All right, so today we're going to modify our previous creation. So these are two examples of what you should have already from the first assignment. Look, if you haven't done this yet, you're going to need to go back and do this stuff first. So go back to the original first assignment. You only have to have one of these. I'm showing two just to show you two examples. I'm not going to show you how to do it because it's easy to figure out if you just kind of pay attention. But here's what we're going to do today. So these are the parts that you're going to need. Without giving away too much of it, is for each one you're going to need another shaft, one of these spacers to hold it on, and then a gear. Here I have a small gear or a large gear, but I want you to use a different gear than what we already used, just for fun, just to kind of change it up just a little bit. But either way, you need a spacer, a shaft, and one gear. Now, you're going to have to figure out how to do this on your own. It's not that hard to modify it. But just be aware that if your handle's too short, you might have to get different pieces for the handle and remake that. You might have to move some stuff back because we're going to need more room. Now I'm going to show you the finished product, and then you got to figure out how to build it. Okay, so I'm back and I have the finished product, what you're going to have to do. And again, I'm not going to kind of walk you through how to do it. I think you guys are smart enough to do this on your own. That's part of the creativity of Legos. You can see what I've done here. I had to move this thing back a little bit, so I had room for all of this up here. And now you can see that we have 3 gears in a row here. I used a very small gear here. You can use whatever gear you want, but I want you to use a different size. So here I've used a very large one. And you can see I have moved this one up so that the shaft can actually slide through the middle of that. Okay, so we're going to modify these. And the next thing we're going to do is you're going to click on, down below here, you're going to see a picture. And just like we did on the first one, you're going to make a gear diagram. Except on this diagram that you're going to have to do, unlike the other one, you're going to have 3 places to label it. Now, let's talk about the drive and the driven gear if we have 3 gears. The drive gear is still the one that we're putting power into. That's this gear right here. This one in the middle is an idler gear. And this one is a driven gear. So this is the drive gear. The output is still the driven gear. And if you want to label this one, you'd call it an idler gear. Okay? We have 3 rotational arrows drawn on here. And then we're also going to have clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, or whatever, however you draw your diagram. So now that you've modified this, let's complete the diagram and submit that into Canvas. If you don't know how to do that, go watch the previous video for the gear diagram, and that'll teach you how to do all of those things. Thanks, everybody.